Yo, yo, yo. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of My Perspective Podcast with your boy, Big Hawk. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. Appreciate you for rocking with me. I appreciate you for looking forward to another great conversation. Check this out before we get started. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. It's my opinion, based on my viewpoint, based on my life experiences. But I hope what I say resonate with you. I hope that it provokes thought, and I also hope that it provokes change. But if not, no harm, no foul. Because guess what? At the end of the day, it's just my perspective. Let's get into it. Man, listen. The book, my first book, I got it in hand. Lessons Love Left Behind by yours truly. Man, the book is doing phenomenal. Um, I knew in my heart I had a good product. I felt really good about um, my writing. First time author. Never done it before. It was a long, long time goal of mine. I finally accomplished it 25, 26 years later after the inception of writing my first book. It's finally here. I gotta show it again, man. This thing give me goosebumps, give me chills to know that I am a published author. As you can see, I'm a truck driver. And thank y'all for being so patient with me as y'all engage with me in my mobile studio. But man, I did it, y'all. Happy. And I'm grateful to God for just giving me the mind and giving me the just and the patience and just the determination to get it done. Once I set my mind to it, it came rather easy. I know that was nobody but, you know what I'm saying, God. So I'm thankful and I'm appreciative. And I'm thankful to everybody who's supporting the movement because without you, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't have done it. My reason for the book, two, like I said before, two things. Two things. I wanted to honor my late fiance's legacy and just tell the world how amazing she was for me. And it still baffles me. And it still, I still scratch my head. I don't know why on earth she decided to be this amazing person for me, but I'm so thankful for the experience to know what unconditional love really is. And for the people, for my community, for people who look like me, and for people who just can benefit from my story and my life experience. Um, I'm pretty much an open book. So my past mistakes, my past failures, my past challenges, I don't mind sharing them in hopes of helping someone avoid the mistakes that I've made, helping someone to avoid the pitfall that I fell in. You know what I'm saying? So in the Bible, I want to say Psalms. I don't know what Psalm 91, 90. I'm not sure. It says, "Only with thine eyes shall I see the reward of the wicked." And what that verse means is learn from other people's mistakes. And that's the angle in which I teach from. I share my mistakes, share my challenges, my frustrations, my failures, in the hopes that someone can hear me, glean from me, learn from me, and avoid the mistakes I made. That's all I do. And this book is a direct reflection of that. It's a direct correlation of that. So you haven't gotten a copy of it, man, y'all go grab it. It's out on Amazon right now. I'm still working on my landing page. I know I'm hustling backwards, but I'm getting my landing page built. But this is such an overwhelming experience for me. I'm going really, really slow, and I'm been taking baby steps. But I got it out on August 22nd because that was the day that NJ passed away, my late fiance. So I just wanted to commemorate her on that day. I don't know if it's good or bad, but I just thought it'd be of some significance to honor her with the book on the day she passed. So that was the reason for it, and that's it's an overwhelming experience for me. So I'm hustling backwards, but y'all bear with me. And coming up in the near future, I will have my first interview with a young lady who's also a newly published author who just shared her first memoir to the world. I won't reveal her name just yet, but stay tuned in the coming weeks. In the near future, I will be having my first interview with the special young lady who has a powerful story as well. She has a memoir she just released to the world, I think just last week. So stay on the lookout for that interview, and we're gonna pick up some steam here. I know I've been a little sketchy these last few months. Year one was consistent, week in and week out. Year two was a bit shaky. Went through some challenges, personal and professional. Um, just being overwhelmed. I don't do good with. I'm in my body with a lot of things at one time, so I tend to shut down. So it affected my podcast schedule, and I want to apologize for that. Ain't no excuse, but that's just what it is. But hopefully, in the near future, we're gonna pick that steam back up. We're gonna get back on the right track with consistency, interesting topics here in the near future. But back to this book, and it's a great read. I'm not gonna sell you on this episode. I'm not gonna sell you on the book this episode, but it's an awesome read. Um, you should grab a copy today. Support the movement, and I got two more books coming, and they're just as powerful, and they're gonna be just as impactful, but it's gonna be more great lessons in each book. These are not just romance novels or love stories. These are stories that are very, very impactful, and I've learned a great deal from each individual story. I want to share with the world so that you can overcome challenges you may have faced if the story resonates with you. But also, I want to say this to my fellas, man, y'all grab a copy of this book. The women are always gonna support. I love the women for that. But fellas, man, y'all grab a copy of this book, man. Check me out. I know it's a love story. I know it might be a little mushy. I'm very, very emotional in it, but man, it's things that we can learn from my story as men. As men, we can change. We can make some. We can get some really, really good insight from my story as men. So, fellas, man, y'all support the movement as well. Grab a copy today. It's on Amazon. Name of the book again. Man, I love this, picking this book up. Lessons Love Left Behind by yours truly. So check this out, right? Learning from your mistakes. How often do we do that? How often do we learn from our mistakes? How many times do you go around the mulberry bush before you figure it out? How many times you go around the mulberry bush before you discover your answer not in the mulberry bush? It's in the pecan tree. You see what I'm saying? How many times we run into that brick wall, hoping the door gonna just magically appear? How many concussions you gotta get before you see this ain't the way? How many times you're gonna not trust your significant other and do things your way and keep stumbling and fumbling and taking one step forward, two and three steps back? When are you gonna learn to trust your partner? If you don't trust your partner, why'd you marry him? Why'd you commit to a long-term relationship with him if you don't trust him? These are the things we gotta ask ourselves. Um, what I've come to find out in my 50 years of living, above anything else, above having mentors, above having people in your circle that mean you right, who's gonna tell you the truth, whether it hurts or not, above anything you could think of, what I've come to learn in my 50 years of living, I'm my own worst enemy. I am my own worst enemy. Sometimes I don't even trust my own judgment. God can give me a direct instruction from the metaphysical into the physical, and I doubt it. That's sad. That's a problem. That's very, very challenging in life in general. I know I'm not the only one. The mistakes I've made, the majority of the mistakes I've made in my life, it comes from not believing in myself and not trusting my significant other. These are the two things that cause the most damage in our life when it comes to personal development. when it comes to relationship, when it comes to family. Not trusting in yourself, your first instinct, your gut feeling, and the person that loves you the most. Typically your wife, husband, boyfriend, or girlfriend. The one that sleeps beside you every night, who can have a conversation with you while you in the bathroom on the toilet, setting them people free, taking the Browns to the Super Bowl and don't flinch and still can talk to you, and smelling everything you ate for the last week. You don't trust them. And ladies, same for you. You will trust a man with your body. You will give him your body unprotected because you love him so much, or you so into him, but you won't trust his judgment, but you will trust that dangling. See what I'm saying? This is an issue. We have to learn to trust our significant other and trust our gut. You know, your gut is really your first brain, right? I ain't gonna get scientific on you today, but your gut is considered your first brain, and your brain in your head between your ears is the second brain. Your first brain is where your instinct lies. You know what I'm saying? Where your adrenaline lies. So fight or flight. When your hair raised up and which is your antennas, when it gives you this signal something ain't right, that's your first mind. That's your gut instinct. But we use that for everything but the right thing. We tend to rely on God. God told me this, God told me that, not because your gut told you, but because that's what you want deep down in your heart. That's what your heart desires. But if you don't know nothing else from your boy, and I ain't the first one to tell you, but I'm going to reiterate it, your heart will make a fool out of you 100% of the time. So we have to learn to trust ourselves and trust our instinct. We know right from wrong. We know good from bad, but we go for what we desire more than what's best for us. I made 90% of my mistakes by doing just that. Going for what I want to happen in the way I want it to happen, as opposed to how God or my instinct or my intuition wants to orchestrate it to be. You're still gonna get the end result. You're just gonna go about it a different way by following your own personal wisdom, by following the voice of the Lord, whatever you want to call it, by following your better judgment. But no, we want it quick, fast, in a hurry, and we want it how we want it, when we want it. And that's our biggest mistake. That goes for relationship, that goes for career moves, that goes for family decisions, that goes for buying a car, that goes for having good credit versus bad credit, the whole 9 yards. We got to slow down and get a slow and steady pace. Because fast pace, 9 times out of 10, gonna get you in trouble. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna make mistakes. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna miss a few steps and have to start over and over and over and over again. Just learn to take it slow. Learn to take it slow and watch as well as pray. Pay attention to what's going on. Learn. Write things down. Record things. Uh, research. Research. When something don't feel right, press pause on it. Do your homework and see if your homework aligns with your instinct. 9 times out of 10, it will. We have to learn to trust ourselves and trust the person we gave our life to. We trust with our lives, which is your significant other. You may not think about it like that, but if you take on a relationship, with a marriage or a committed relationship, you are trusting that person with your life. So why you can't trust them? With your thoughts, with your vision, with your dreams, with your ideas. They may give you an angle that you're not accustomed to seeing, which may make your dream a reality. But because you don't trust them, you're still spinning your wheels. Hey, that's what life does to most of us. That's what life does to most of us. Most of us are gonna die saying coulda, woulda, shoulda. Saying if I only had, if I done it this way, because we didn't trust ourselves or trust our significant other. That's how it goes. That's how it's been going, and I'm a product of it. Then and now, I still struggle with it daily. But when I learn to trust, I get the best success I ever had. When I choose not to trust myself or my significant other, I never get nothing accomplished. Lose money, lose time, lose energy, lose more health because I didn't trust my instinct or didn't trust my significant other to have my best interests at heart. You have to learn to do better. And it's in the book. It's in the book. Had an amazing woman. She did right by me from day one to the day she closed her eyes. But I didn't always trust her. I did what I wanted to do. End up causing her pain and causing her damage internally that I never knew about until after the fact. And that bothers me to this day. So think about this. I'm gonna land the plane right there. Learn to trust yourself. Learn to trust your gut, trust your instinct, trust your intuition. And if you're in a relationship, learn to trust that person who you trust with your life. Trust it with your thoughts, your dreams, your visions, your ideas. Trust him with your thoughts, your dreams, your vision, and idea, and see where you may go. You might just be surprised. That's it for this episode. Thank you again. It's your boy Big Hawk, My Perspective Podcast. Till next week, love you. Peace.